Hi everyone, I'm back doing these videos for this YouTube channel. Sorry it's been a while, I've just been a little bit busy, but I'm restarting again and we'll see how it goes. So for this one, I've been wanting to do something to open up the chest. I know that right now I've just been doing a lot of videos for stretching, which is going to continue for a while, and then eventually I'll start incorporating a little bit more information on Qigong and just getting a lot more into it as we progress. So for this one, I'm going to be doing some exercises, probably be doing like 3 exercises just to open up this area of the chest, since it is almost summer and summer is the time of fire in the heart. So I thought it would be a really good video to just help us open up this area of the chest so that we can, just smile more and just be happier. And again, these are still just going to be physical stretches. I'm going to take some of the exercises that we use for Qigong. But again, it's not necessarily Qigong because we're not really using Qi. And I'll explain that a little bit more as we go on. Again, these are just going to be physical stretches just to help you open up this area right here, which is really important actually. This is the main thing that you should be doing at the beginning of your training if Qigong is something that you're interested in. It is easier to open up things physically at first, and then later on, once you understand how to build Qi and all of that, then we'll use that for these exercises. So again, the first one that we're going to be doing is just a simple one. This is a really good one that I really like, and it's just clasping your hands together, and we're just going to stretch up just to open up the rib cage and all of the torso area, which is one of the areas that's always stuck in most people. So again, we're just lifting up our hands. Like always, we're just going to keep the hands up here and we're just going to drop. So remember that with Qigong, our stretches, instead of going up, it's like you want to release down. So we hold the hands up here and then just release down. Just drop the butt. Make it heavy. It's like a counterweight. And then just breathe in. Start to make little circles, just to focus on this area of the rib cage and just to mobilize the diaphragm. Like again, this is the one area that gets really stuck in people, and it's really nice to just open it up. It's going to help you to breathe deeper and not be too pent up, because everything just kind of gets stuck in there. And then just keep mobilizing and just paying attention to the area, to this area right here, while at the same time you keep your hands up, and then everything just kind of drops down. And then just breathe, and then just notice again the area of the rib cage as you start to mobilize it, just to create a little bit more space. And then we can bring the hands down, and we're going to start again. So just grab them together, bring them up, and as you come up, you hold the hands up here and then everything drops. So even this drop right here is creating a stretch all through here. So you want to lengthen this area. You just want to create space. Just think about space. You want space in your torso so that things mobilize. And then once we're here, it's always nice to just rotate. And then just pay attention, like I said, to the area of your rib cage. Like this is where you want to initialize the movement. So nice little rotations on that area. And at the same time, just remember to make your butt heavy. So that's going to be your counterweight, your counter stretch, I suppose. And then just keep the stretch on the hands up. Everything else comes down. And just keep paying attention to those areas and just notice the movement. See if you can make the space a little bit more bigger. Then we can bring the hands down again. Okay, and then we go up. Breathe in, and then just breathe out. And again, just release everything down. And just start rotating. It's almost like, maybe not belly dancing, but kind of think of it that way. You just want to create a lot of movement. You want to create a lot of space. You just want to mobilize this area right here. And again, if you've never done this before, it might be difficult to kind of get in there and start mobilizing things. But it's always good to just start and keep at it until you can start to feel a little bit more freedom of space in there. Okay, we bring the hands back down again. And then just gonna release them. We clasp them. Breathe in, and then just breathe out. And as you let go and drop the butt, and that's gonna stretch your torso. It's almost like you want it to stretch more on the front area, and just be careful not to go like this, not to pull your butt out, so that's gonna close your back. It's not this, is you just wanna drop it. It's like a big weight, and it just hangs there. So just be careful of that. Make sure you're not making, what do you call that, a butt duck? A duck butt. So it doesn't create like a stagnation on your back. And again, just start rotating. And breathe. And then just keep paying attention to your butt. Just keep releasing. Just let it hang loose. Okay, we're gonna release down. I'm gonna do this one more time. So again, just clasp it. Breathe in, release down, drop the butt. And again, remember not to like push it out. You just wanna let it hang down. And then this is gonna create that nice stretch through your torso. And making sure you're not pinching your back. And we're gonna start the rotations again. And if you're interested in Qigong, like I said, this is really important if you're starting out. It's really good to get into the habit of actually opening up your body physically first. And then once you start to get into Qigong and actually understand the mechanics of it, then that's when you're going to start to learn about building Qi, building the Dantian. And that's the thing that is actually going to start to open up the body a lot more from the inside, but that takes a lot more time. So it's always easy to just start physically. It's going to help you a lot. Okay, bring it down. Now the next one, like I said, we're just going to do 3 of them. So it's going to be a nice short video. So the next one is we're just going to bring our hands together. So we're just going to go in like this, like a prayer position. And we're going to push forward. And now on this one, you want to stretch, open the chest. And at the same time, your butt is going to drop. So that's going to create that counterweight. This is going to create your stretch. So you're stretching out. It's almost like a stretch comes from the in here, out. And at the same time, your butt is hanging down. It's almost like you're stretching here and then you're stretching there from your butt dropping. And again, you're not forcing it down. You're just let it drop. It's like a big weight. Okay. And if you can, if you've done this before, or if you have a little bit more understanding of Qigong, make sure also that you place your mind or pay attention to your armpits. So we're going to stretch from here and then from here. So the opening is not necessarily that I'm stretching the hands out, but I want to stretch it from the inside out. Maybe that doesn't make too much sense. Maybe it's a little too complicated. So we'll just keep it simple then. Okay, so bring it back down. So back to the prayer position. And then we're going to push forward, stretch. And then as we're going to move out, remember your butt is down heavy. So that's going to create that counterweight. And then it's almost like we're opening the chest. Open. Open, 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 open. Just open it out. Breathe. release, and then just drop the butt, stretch open. And again, just make sure that your butt's not doing this because you're gonna cinch your back. See that posture? Just make sure that it drops down. So it's just heavy, you're just letting it drop. Just keep stretching. Okay, we bring it down again. Okay, one more time. Stretch. Drop the butt. It's gonna create space throughout the torso, just lengthening it down. And then we're stretching from the center of the chest out. And the hands are almost like you wanna touch the other walls. And then just breathe. Let go of the tension and just keep paying attention. Just breathing out. Okay. Back down. We're gonna bring the hands back into prayer position. And then we're gonna stretch them forward. Remember that your butt is heavy. And right here, so you're stretching open the palms, and now start to stretch it from the chest out. Stretch it, stretch it, stretch it. It's almost like you wanna touch the walls with your hands. And then right here, drop your butt. Just make it heavy. Make it heavy, and it just drops down. The other thing that people might be doing, if you're thinking about just dropping the butt, is that they just kind of go like this and collapse. No. So the stretch means that you're staying in place. So if I were to be standing up, like this is completely standing up, right? I'm just stretching my arms. And I'm not really stretching it down. So one thing is you're just gonna stand here, you just open up the arms, but it's nice to just let the butt drop down so that it starts to stretch. It creates an extra stretch. But at the same time, your head stays in the same position. The only thing that kind of drops down is the butt. So I'm not going with it. So that's creating the stretch. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. So we're just gonna open up. And because we're doing like heart opening or chest opening exercises, it's really nice to smile, because the smile is also gonna help you to stretch. So we're stretching it down, we're stretching it this way, and we're stretching it up. So always have a nice little smile. It just creates little stretches everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna bring it down. Breathe. Okay, we're just gonna stretch out again. Remember to smile. Okay, you're gonna touch the walls on each side, and we're gonna drop the butt. Now we're gonna smile, just a gentle smile. So this way is, think of it like this. I guess it's almost like a cross in some ways. You're stretching this way. You're stretching this way because of your butt is going down, and then you have a light little smile. So your muscles are going up. So in a way, it's kind of stretching up, stretching down, and stretching to the sides. And that's what you want to do for this ones. So just think of it that way. And again, all of this is still very physical. It's not Qigong per se. Qigong works differently. Qigong works under the influence of Qi. Which means that you have to build Qi, you have to locate the lower Dantian, and in this area right here, so that it starts to bring in the Qi, starts to build the Qi, and then eventually starts to mobilize that Qi. And that's how Qigong works. You start to mobilize the Qi throughout the system. And so exercises like these, once you have enough Qi, the Qi is the thing that is going to start to move out and start to open you up from the insides. But right now we're just doing physical, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, at the beginning, it's simpler to just do this while you start to learn about Qigong. And eventually just move on to that, but it's always good to have a nice stretch. Okay, so let's go back down again. We'll do this one more time. A last count of how many we have. Again, just stretch forward, stretch the hands out. Open up the chest. Your hands are touching the walls, your butt is down, and then you have a gentle smile so that everything is just stretching open the chest area, the torso, the whole of it. Breathe. Let go. Another fun tip as well is when you're trying to stretch, it's also nice to breathe in through the nose. And then as you breathe out through the mouth, that's actually going to help your muscles to release a little bit more. So that's good. Okay, so release. Now this other one, I was thinking I was going to do one of the Qigong exercises that we do for an actual set. But again, we're just going to do this one as a stretching exercise. So this is part of the Wuqing Qigong set, and this is for the fire element. But again, we're just going to do this physically. This is not Qigong per se. It's just the physical movements of them. So we're going to start with the hands forward. And again, for this ones, all of them just have a nice smile. And we're going to start by, so you're going to rotate. Yeah, let's just start by rotating the hands. So this is just going to be very physical. So we're just going to rotate the hands to the outside. And then I'm going to bring them in. And I'm going to point them towards me. And then at the end, you want to collect all the fingers into like a little hook. So you're out here, and then you just, it's almost like you want to rotate from the, what is this, the middle finger. And you're going to move out. And then as you start to bring in, all the fingers come in, and you create a hook. And they all come together with the thumb. And then as you're here, make sure like you feel like a nice stretch all the way from here and all the way to the back of your hands. So again, we just go in, stretch it in, and then everything is stretching, and you feel the stretch all the way from the tips all the way to the underarms. And now for this one, we're just gonna come back down. And as you come back down, you want your elbows to just drop down. So they're gonna be down. And you're gonna be stretching the back almost. And now for this, you just wanna come back out. Breathe. And as you go out, you wanna stretch from the chest. Stretch it open. And again, on this one, just open up your eyes, smile. Because, like I said, a smile is always good. And then the eyes, the fire, and the chin, all of that expresses through the eyes. So it's always nice to just have nice, open eyes. All of this is just stretching up. Again, this is still very physical. So I'll just do it one more time. So you just watch in case you didn't see. So I'm going to rotate, bring them together, stretch, and then bring them, and then they're going to be close to right here. So as I collapse into it, I'm going to stretch down, and then I'm not going to let my elbows go like this. They're going to be down. So they're going to be, what is that, perpendicular to the floor. So I'm from here, you rotate in, grab the fingers into a hook, and then you kind of go down. This one is really nice to just stretch the back as it's almost like you're pushing the elbows towards the floor. And as you're about to come back up, so just come back up and then start to open up the chest. Open, 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 open. And then really open up the hands. It's almost like you're stretching from right here, which is Lao Gong. So get into the habit of stretching from here. So just stretch. And again, just breathe. Nice big smile. Your eyes are nice and open. See if you can see as much as you can possibly see. Just smile and breathe. And again, your butt is heavy. That's going to create that extra stretch. Okay, one more time. We're going to rotate in. Bring them together into a hook. Bring them towards the chest, and then come down. And make sure that the elbows are stretching towards the floor. And then I'm gonna come back up. And as I start to come back up, I'm gonna start to open up the chest area. Oh, it's almost like you wanna stretch from here. You know, it's almost like in the morning. And then open up the arms or the hands. Make sure they're stretched from Lao Gong. Just open them up, really stretched out. Make sure that your butt is heavy so that you create that extra stretch. Breathe, smile, and open up the eyes. It's almost like you want to see so much. Okay, one more time. We bring it in. And one more time, we come back up. Stretch. Open up the chest. Smile. Open up the eyes. Stretch the hands open. Drop the butt. Like I said, this is a particular Qigong exercise. But right now, we're not doing Qigong. We're simply doing physical exercises with that exercise. Because like I mentioned before, let's do it again. So let's just come back in. Like I mentioned before, Qigong works by utilizing Qi. That Qi, which we build and we store in the lower dantian, which we have to build as well. We have to learn how to build. Eventually, when there's enough Qi in there, then we can use that to start to come out and start to mobilize throughout the body. So that will start to, it's almost like it comes out, it mobilizes throughout all the tissues, opens you up. And so it opens you up from the inside. That's also why they call it an internal art. Because in some ways, what we're doing right now, this will be considered external. Because I'm just using my muscles, I'm using my bones, everything just to stretch open. But if you were to be using Qi, then that creates an internal stretch. So mobilizes all the tissues, everything from inside, but you need that extra Qi for Qigong to work. Okay, one more time. So let's just rotate, build the hook, come back in. Make sure that you're stretching your elbows towards the floor. Stretch open. Smile. Breathe, open up the eyes, release the butt. Okay, and we're just gonna come back down. And then just open up. Again, you can keep doing that if you want to and just paying attention to those stretches. So create that stretch that is open from down up by smiling. But you can stay here as much as you want. You can just mobilize. So we'll just end with this. Like I said, if you're interested in Qigong, I'll start putting up more stuff later on, just to give you a little bit of more of an introduction as to what Qigong is and what Qi is and how Qigong works and all that. So that's on my plans. I'll get there eventually, but yeah. So it's really quite fascinating, and it's not something that is very well understood. I think people don't really understand what Qi is in truth, but it's quite a fascinating thing. All right, so we'll just end it there, and I hope you liked it and keep stretching out that chest and the diaphragm and all this area just so that you can breathe better and just express more just openness, which is what we need. And remember to smile in a way that is a stretch as well. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.